again. Today I'm going to talk to you about a pattern that I loved back in the day. It was not widely available to everybody, and it started life as U100. So U100 is this. Now, I don't know if any of you know this, but I also used to have a brick and mortar some time back, and even though I loved this pattern, it was not a big seller. So I happened to have a few pieces in my own collection, and the only reason that I had them is because they didn't sell in the store and I didn't want to get rid of them. I wasn't gonna do a fire sale on them. So this is U100, and it's a Teresa Liana piece, and all of the pieces that I have ever seen of U100 done 20 years ago are all done by Liana. That's not saying that, you know, somebody else didn't do them, but every one that I have is stamped with her initials and her number on the back. And so what I love about this piece, I'm sure you can see it if I can get the glare off of it, it's got a beautiful mix of yellows that run throughout here. And U100 didn't cover the whole thing. Sometimes it did, like in this square plate, and sometimes it didn't. The round pieces typically were not covered all over. They had a center part that was still a little, that was left white. And it was nice. I loved it. I love the ring of leaves. It's just beautiful. It's a completely different kind of pattern than anything else that you saw back then at all. I thought it was fantastic. And there was light blue around the edges, and it always had a white rim. Always had a white rim. So that went on for, God, I don't know how long that pattern was available. Let's say 10 years. And then they took this along with another one, which I'll show you in the next video, and they made them, I believe they were the first two limited editions. And so this became a limited edition piece. And unfortunately, I don't have a limited edition piece that came from this pattern. I didn't like it. They took it and the leaves were much bolder. These blue spots were really bright and heavy-handed, and I just didn't like what they did with it. And so I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a huge seller as a limited edition. And so this last year, they brought it back. They toned it. They made it richer, but they also toned it down. And what I think is perfection. And so the pattern now is 51. Is it 5192? Hold on. This is where I need my reading glasses. Yes, 5192. Obviously still a Liana design, but I have not seen any yet that she's actually painted in this new series, which is completely fine. They've rated it a U6, which is fairly expensive. The Pottery going up to U5 is reasonable, relatively speaking, but then you jump to U6 and it starts getting exponentially more expensive. So these are definitely more expensive. As you can see, it's a lot of brushwork going on, and they all have blue rims. I'm sure you could get it. No, actually, I don't know that you can get it without the blue rim. It's not like traditional patterns. Anyway, I think the blue rim makes it a richer looking piece anyway. So all of these leaves, you can see the brushwork in them. Let's see without that glare. It's still got the yellow in there, and the blue in between the leaves has really been tamped down. It's a much more subtle baby blue, which I think is, it's better on this piece. And so I got a whole bunch of these in. We have different shapes and stuff. And so these are all available on the website. You just search U5192 and they'll come up. And so this is my daughter's favorite piece. So we've got her a whole bunch of things, little snack plates, bowls. I even have a couple of small lamps and a few other things that are coming, pie dishes, plates, any shape. I get asked this often when somebody is looking to custom order something, which we do. They'll ask me, does this shape, can I get X pattern in this shape? Do they make this shape in my pattern? And the answer is, with the exception of animal figures, which they just recently stopped doing all patterns in animal figures, and now you only have a couple dozen you can choose from. With the exception of the animal figures, every single shape that is currently in production can be made in any pattern that is currently in production. And so the answer is always going to be yes, 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 yes. So if you've been searching for something and you're waiting for somebody to get it in stock, the reason a lot of us don't have everything in stock is because, think about it, there are hundreds and hundreds of shapes, probably 1,500 patterns. And so imagine trying to get every shape in every pattern. It's not going to happen. So, you know, as retailers, we pick and choose what we like. I always buy based on what I want to use and what I like. So you'll see a theme with patterns in my store, and it's always going to be things that I like or that I'm drawn to. There are certain patterns I never carry, but I can order them for you if you want them. It's a waiting game, but the time's going to pass anyway, and you're still going to be searching, and chances are good that if you don't do it, time's going to pass and you're still not going to have it. So you might as well order what you want. And because every year they go through and they cull patterns and shapes. And so you never know when yours is going to be discontinued. And they've made some shocking decisions when it comes to discontinuing patterns. So I was excited to see this come back in a little bit different look, but I think this is so much better, and definitely better than limited edition prices. So I would grab a piece of these because it's really nice, it's really different, and it sets off great with the rest of your pottery. So that's the U100 to 5192. Oh, here we go again. 5192. I can't remember them all. Give me a break. So yeah, that's it. These older ones are not for sale. These are going on my shelf and will be passed down to my daughter at some point, assuming she still loves them. But other than that, the 5192 is just as good.